You probably would have heard about Xiaomi Redmi Note 4, which goes out of stock as soon as sale starts in India, which is a lot of sale we are talking about, or somehow you are living on an island and don't have internet. Well, there you go. Now you know it. Anyway, it brings me to the question that could it be the best budget smartphone of 2017? Let's find out. First impressions from opening this box is that you don't get earphones, but for this one you don't get fast charging charger in the box. You have to buy it separately, otherwise you're stuck with the stock one. I don't know, they want us to charge it with potatoes? The smartphone itself feels very good. Metal plate is a little bit slippery, but the 2.5T curve size makes it grippier. The top and the bottom side is plastic, as well as all the borders are of plastic. We have a 5.5-inch Full HD display. The front glass is not Gorilla Glass, so make sure to apply screen protector as soon as you buy one. The phone is a little bit chunkier. Well, that's how it's able to fit 4100 mAh battery. I would say the build quality is not on the premium side. Well, of course it's not a premium phone. Boot time was quick, setting it up was easy, and then we have the MIUI 8. On the inbuilt apps it looks good, but on the home screen it did not convince me. The icons were way too big, the small text, and no menu integration. Without menu, home screen becomes a big mess, so I ended up using Google Launcher. There is definitely space out there for the MIUI, but I just like the stock Android. The brightness seems fair, it gets bright in sunlight and as low as it can in bed, but the display doesn't feel like that it was an IPS display. I don't know what Xiaomi is using to make display, but feels pretty sketchy stuff. It throws you off completely after watching a while. Compared to other budget smartphones, I would say colors are off, but the average consumer won't notice. Speakers are well placed, they are mono, not stereo, although they made it look like it's stereo. But the left side of the grill is for the primary microphone. They are loud, but at 100% they distort, and at 70% feels reasonable at this price point. Now about the camera, we have 13 megapixel primary camera and 5 megapixel front camera. Rear camera works good in perfect lighting condition. Pics are sharp, vibrant, but in low light they do struggle in sharpness, and pics are a little noisy. Because it has an aperture of 2.0, we do have preloaded features, which are always appreciated and fun to play. Manual mode does not give us a lot of power. There is only ISO, which is meh. There is no optical image stabilization, but the quality of the video doesn't seem to be accurate, and sharpness is being overlaid by some kind of software. Front camera is also f2.0, but it just loses everything in low light. They are blurred, noisy, and too much contrast. While in perfect lighting conditions, there is still some light bleeding on the top left, which gives the idea that it is not a selfie camera. The battery is huge. 4100 mAh is fairly good enough for this price point. I'm getting almost 2-day battery life on light usage with some videos, messaging and short calls, and 7+ hours on screen on time on heavy usage with games, streaming videos and video recording. One thing that I did find odd is that battery optimization closes messaging apps as well, so when idle I'm not getting any messages, so I had to manually restrict battery optimization on some apps. Probably that's why it's surviving 2 days. This issue can easily be fixed by a software update. Now let's get to performance side of this. Let's see how much juice we can suck out of it. So for specs, we have a Snapdragon 625 2GHz octa-core processor with 4GB of RAM and Adreno 506 GPU for gaming. I have 64GB internal storage one, but we do have 16 and 32 gigs variants, so storing those games won't be a problem. It runs Android 6.0 Marshmallow out of the box. Although Nougat is already released in some countries, you can sideload it if you don't want to wait for the official one. We have all the mandatory sensors as well as gyroscope for virtual reality, but it does not have a step counter or a pedometer. I mean, at this price point you can't ask for anything more. CPU score is actually better compared to other budget smartphones, which actually cost a lot more. Single core lags behind, but not the multi-core though. Testing on Antutu benchmark, well, the scores aren't that good. In all categories, we have mid-level performance from a mid-level smartphone, which sounds right. Now on 3D Mark, so we are running Slingshot Extreme graphics, and this is where it is struggling. As you can see, we are getting 3 frames per second. As number goes higher, more details are being used. But on physics session, it is actually doing well. Because of that, games would be absolutely be playable under low graphics settings. Interestingly, in Asphalt 8, even on high graphics, game is running smoothly. I would say great optimization on game's part. RAM management is pretty solid, no stuttering, with most of the apps running in the background. I would say you just can't ask for anything more at this price point. It's a poor man's Samsung, if you know what I mean. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, then make sure to hit that like button. If you didn't like it, you know what to do. And if you want to see some more, make sure to subscribe. Share this video with friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video.